I was taught to cook by my family. We're a strong working class family. My granddad was a pitman. All of my aunties and uncles and grandparents cooked and they all taught us. The cakes I loved to make when I was young was nice, simple, hearty, homely food. Tastes like home, jam tarts, Scotch eggs, pies, pasties, anything with pastry really. My favourite thing to tuck into after a long day would have to be the Savoy dip, the king of the Sunderland sandwich. A stotty cake, peas pudding, gravy, stuffing and 2 skin Savoys in a massive bun, £1.50 from any butchers in Sunderland, food of the gods. The foods I look forward to coming home to when I've been away working is a cake or pie or a loaf of bread by me nana, something really homey with instant nostalgia that takes me back to childhood. My ultimate favourite thing to make would have to be the Victoria sponge. The perfect Victoria sponge is 4 ingredients mixed really gently and baked really, really nicely. If I was to give one simple tip for baking, do not overbeat your cake mix. So many people come to me and say, my cake mix was so heavy and I was beating it for ages. You need to beat your cake mix very, very gently to not work the gluten in the flour. Ingredients I always have in my fridge at home are butter and eggs. I usually have a little bit of cheese and some meat knocking around, so I know I can always make a lovely pie when I get in from a night out. Foods that remind me of the summer are pavlova, lots of desserts with fruit in, things with cream in them. I love lemon meringue. I think something really, really light, but you've always got to have a little bit of pastry, a nice light pastry for the summer. My favourite treats for a picnic, I'm so old school with this, it's just a big French stick and a block of butter. And some cheese, and a bit of ham, and some wine. But if I could only pick one, it would be bread and butter. Because they go together, they're like twins. My favourite dish from Food Glory's Food, controversially it wasn't one of mine, it was the baked crab dish from the Devon. It was absolutely delicious, but unfortunately the other judges didn't love it as much as me. I've tried making several of the recipes from Food Glory's Food. I've done the black pepper fritter rolls, I've done the Pim's jelly, I've made the bonfire pie, which was in Brighton, which was fantastic, and I've made Simon's pie, which was absolutely delicious. Loving the book. Scotch eggs are one of my favourite things to eat. They remind me of my Nana Jean's kitchen when I was a kid growing up. Me and my cousins used to get turns in making Scotch eggs on a Saturday while we were watching the horse racing. They taste like home, it's instant nostalgia, and they are still one of my favourite foods to this day. The perfect Scotch egg to me, it's got a beautiful egg in the middle with a gorgeous yellow yolk and fabulous crispy breadcrumbs on the outside. The jam tart was the very first thing I ever learned to bake when I was 4 years old. I can remember being given scraps of pastry and some jam. I think the pastry was off a leftover pie, and making the jam tarts and popping them in the oven, waiting with anticipation for those 15 minutes. When it came out of the oven, the smell was amazing. That's why the humble jam tart to me tastes like home.